There we go,
Here
then.
I am again with you, Andrea, in our conscious conversations, because we just started to have a snippet of talk yesterday.
That's right.
It
And
took-
we love to talk, don't we?
we love to talk, absolutely.
We
And
talk for
so,
hours.
thousands of hours, yes. But what I wanted to talk about today, because I'd like to put my hat on as one hat as a teacher, one hat as a friend, because I have talked with you about when we have to move through our limiting beliefs. I've talked to you about that as a teacher, and I've talked to you about and a mentor, and also as a friend.
Yes.
So obviously, as your mentor, I've seen you go through some of those limiting beliefs and challenges. I mean, I used to say some annoying words to you, like, how's this a positive plus or a benefit to you, Andrea? And I know sometimes you'd want to reach through the phone and just want to strangle me.
Not anymore. Not
anymore. So, yeah, I'd love to hear a little bit more about how you dealt with limiting beliefs yourself.
Still dealing with it.
I think you've broken through a few.
I have broken quite a few. Yeah, I have. What I found within the whole educational process that I have been going through for the last 2 years and quite massively in the last few months, one of the really big challenges for me was to work through limiting beliefs. So basically all the beliefs that I have adopted over the years of my life that limit my actions, my thoughts, my feelings. And probably the most common is I'm not good enough. And, you know, I knew that I have limiting beliefs, but until I really did the work to discover them, to understand them, to work out where they're coming from, and to work through that and put them aside as, not anymore, it didn't really click. So I had over the years, as you know, and I think everyone has those, my whole focus of life was towards the outside. It was towards my children, and it was towards my ex-partner. And I didn't allow myself to dream. I didn't allow myself to have anything that benefits me, basically, because I thought, well, I'm not worthy. It's not my time. Everyone else is more important. And over the long run, obviously, it didn't serve me. And I fell into a massive, massive, massive hole. Now realizing that all of that was based not on what other people did to me, but what I chose to take on. And
hard to come to that realization sometimes.
I know. And I remember one of my mentors years ago, she said to me, all of this is your fault. And I just absolutely lost it. Because in that moment, I didn't get it. I went home, I was grumpy, I was aggressive, I was all sorts of things. Then I had to sit with it and basically came to the realization that anything and everything that I have done and that I am doing and that I will do is my responsibility. And with that, oh my gosh, the power that I felt, because if I take the responsibility for something, I can change it. Right? If we do that, if we take the power, we can change things. If we sit in the victim role and something happened to us, we can't change it. And with that, our power is taken away. But doing so and being able to, we also have to realize that all those beliefs that we lived through from, from conditioning from our parents, from our grandparents, from our school, from workplaces, from relationships, they're not necessarily develop us or help us to develop. They quite often limit us, or we let them limit us.
I think you could say you let them limit it, because I think at every stage they're helping to develop us. It's just if we keep closing the door and not wanting to come open because we don't want to have to face something, it's easier to point the finger. Because I've played the victim too in my life. I've been married twice. No, 3 times actually. Happily married the 3rd time, but twice. And I know in my second relationship, I played the victim, and I always pointed the finger out at that because I didn't want to accept that I had responsibility in that.
Yeah. But how amazing does it feel when you come to the point that you accept that I'm still grappling a little bit with forgiveness, but I have this wonderful side, and I can't remember who said it, but forgiveness is giving up hope of changing the past. I can't remember who said it, but I absolutely love it. But that also includes really to take a grip of our own thoughts and really look behind where they're coming from and what they do to us, and if they help us getting where we ultimately want to be, where we want to have success, and where we want to leave our legacy, which we will talk about another time.
And standing in our power. I think that's it, because part of the journey is moving from whatever it is, victim, whatever role you're playing. It serves you, because it does serve you. When you play the role as a victim, you get people's sympathy. You don't have to own anything, and therefore you don't have to change it, and you get to stay stuck. So it does serve you at some point. But when you actually move past that and push the doors open and draw on something that is inside of you, because it comes from a strength inside of you that perhaps you didn't realize you had. When you draw on that and push through the doors and you step into your power, it's almost like somebody has plugged you into a electrical socket, and you feel just charged and alive. And it feels like somebody's flicked it off your shoulders, like all those weights and those past conditionings and everything. It's just like they've been flicked off, and you're stepping into something new, and from that place can create with a whole new consciousness.
Which doesn't mean that they don't come back up, right? Because as you said even before, our life goes up and down, but at least we are able to recognize it. And sometimes we need that little push, but we can recognize it, and we then can, everyone has their own systems. In the morning, I wake up, and inspired by Adrian, one of our mentors that I absolutely adore, I wake up and say, I'm powerful. Right? And at the start, I sing it in the shower. And at the start, I thought, oh my gosh, is it really me? It is amazing when you start singing those things, and ideally nobody is in the house, but it just changes your energy, and it changes your belief with all the other work as well. But we are good enough.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you sing it, when powerful, when you sing it, because I'm a singer, I've always my whole life have sung, and my soul plays to me in music. When it's really feeling in a painful, I will get a tune of music. But when you sing, so putting on my mentor hat now, or my teacher said, when you sing, you actually send a biosignal into the field, into the information field. And if you're joyful from that, you're just actually infusing the whole field with joy, and it's just responding back to you and going, yes, just bring more of that. So you absolutely awaken and inspire the field to send more back to you. And this is what propels us on. This is how we move through the journey of being stuck. And if there was one final word that you could say around, that would inspire people who are listening around being stuck, that's really helped you, what would it be?
What would it be? Don't fear the leaping forward, and don't fear the pain. To go through things, to come out on the other side, not necessarily enlightened, but wiser and more understanding towards yourself.
I think that's a perfect thing to say, to leave it with. And the next time we have a conversation, we'll talk about the journey and our legacy. What do we want to leave for humanity, our children, the planet? What's our stamp while we're here on Earth? So thank you for being in this beautiful conversation with me, Andrea Glueck. I always enjoy looking and talking to you.
I love that you can pronounce my name. Thank you, Marion.
See you.
See ya. Bye.